Arby's doesn't have the meats, according to a lawsuit. I give advice people actually asked for. And now over 300 videos in the back catalog with a new one every week. Support the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. Congrats, everyone! If you're listening to this, and you're 25 years or older, you have survived the first quarter of the 21st century. Just a short 75 more years to go. 76 technically, but who's counting? And so, in honor of this milestone, Rolling Stone has marked the occasion with another one of their slapdash lists. This time, ranking the best 250 songs so far. I know, I've talked about this before. They clearly make these lists as a form of rage bait that I take, knowing full well most people will disagree. But at some point we have to believe someone is participating in these in earnest, no? They certainly want you to believe that, claiming, "We had plenty of arguments while putting this list together, and we enjoyed every minute," and suggesting their criteria for choosing songs was strictly musical brilliance and originality, and not popularity or airplay, which you'll see is broken several times, but that's fine, because popularity should probably be one part of the equation. I mean, how good can something really be if no one gave a fuck about it? So, let's dig in. At number 250, we have Train, Drops of Jupiter. No, I'm not going to go through all 250, but they start by effectively breaking their own rules. They begin their write-up with, "Every era gets the lighters up, power ballad, arena rock anthem it deserves, and for the early 2000s, Train delivered with Drops of Jupiter. It was a top 5 hit in the summer of 2001. So you're talking about its popularity, not the quality of the song, which is day-old dog water in a dirty dish if we're all being real. Drops of Jupiter has taken its place as a true standard, the closest this era has gotten to a Don't Stop Believin' or Africa of its own. In other words, it's the musical equivalent of the best soy latte you've ever had. So it's the equivalent to the best version of an incredibly middle-of-the-road drink ordered by the most boring people, and comparable to 2 shitty songs played every night by bar bands and wedding DJs just before they play Mony Mony and Sweet Caroline. I guess that's why it's not higher on the list, but this is where we're starting? Brutal. So I'm going to talk about some of what I thought were the funniest moments of this list, and then we'll do a slightly deeper dive on the top 10. At number 190, we get a song I put in my worst of 2014, Ray Shrimmer's No Flex Zone, which, if you must put a Ray Shrimmer song on this list, Black Beatles is the better song musically and is far more iconic. Spawned one of the biggest moments of the challenge era on the internet. Nah, the one where they say water and cough syrup are the same thing, that's the good one. They put System of a Down's Chop Suey at number 174. There's also a Mastodon song on this list somewhere. It feels like they felt the need to placate metal fans, which was a bad idea because if you're saying, "Oh, you really feel every single song from every genre is eligible for this list?" then metal fans would think, "Well, there should be 250 metal songs." Also, as a System of a Down fan, I'd put BYOB, Violent Pornography, Attack, or even Aerials over Chop Suey. But I'd also put Chop Suey over, say, Panic at the Disco's I Write Sins Not Tragedies, which they sinned and tragically put 60 places higher. They do this a lot, of course, songs ranking lower than much better songs. This one made me laugh the most, though, maybe. 50 Cent's In the Club at number 54. No one can argue, one of the most well-known club bangers of the 2000s. Any DJ knows it's an automatic dance floor filler. People who don't like rap like this song. It was performed at a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and the crowd went nuts. One place higher at number 53, Nicki Minaj's Bees in the Trap. An absolute turd of a song where the beat includes what sounds like a leaky faucet, meaning there's 2 things I want turned off when that song comes on. It's better than In the Club? Whoever made this list is off the meds. Again, how iconic a song is probably should matter. They put Paper Planes at number 48. Again, one of the 2000's biggest songs. And maybe number 48 is a fine placement for it. Except it's beaten by Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License. A song that sounds like a teenager's laughably bad diary entry because it is a teenager's laughably bad diary entry. And Lord's Ribs at number 34. This is the highest ranking Lord song. Royals, a song that I actually liked in a musical autopsy, a song that effectively opened doors for girls like Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish to make more depressing, cynical pop, not even on the list. According to Rolling Stone magazine, Drops of Jupiter is a better song than Royals. Some companies have like free snacks, free coffee in their break room. Rolling Stone's offices must give out free galaxy gas. These are brain-dead takes. Maybe I'm just mad because they put Dua Lipa at number 94. That's just a personal attack on me. But one more before we get to the top 10. The insanely repetitive We Found Love made it all the way to number 27. This is the highest-ranking Rihanna song on the list. According to them, this is Rihanna's best song of her entire career. The song I got confused with This Is What You Came For, both 10-word Calvin Harris collaborations with absolutely nothing to say. Songs just made for moms to go, oh, now see, I don't mind this, when it comes on. Not Umbrella, not Shut Up and Drive, not SOS, not Pawn to Replay. And in case you thought, no, it couldn't mean they think that's Rihanna's best song. In 2018, Rolling Stone ranked Rihanna's top 30 songs. They really did rank it number 1 there, too. So, say what you will, at least their bad taste is consistent. Sometimes, we'll get to that. And so, let's count down their top 10. In the 10 spot, they had Frank Ocean's Thinkin' About You. A critically beloved song. Obviously not my tempo, but I feel like Rolling Stone's only reason for putting this here is to try and claw back some credibility in the home stretch. See, we, like things other critics like. But then they yo-yo back and forth between pretentious and popular. Number 9 was Britney Spears' Toxic. 100% makes sense, a massively iconic song. Even I wouldn't be stupid enough to say it sucks. You'd have to be the biggest contrarian edgelord of all time to go, toxic? More like toxic waste. If this song doesn't energize you in some way when it comes on, you might be dead inside. Number 8, as we yo-yo, is Radiohead's Idiotic. Idiotic? I don't know, but maybe I am the biggest contrarian edgelord of all time. I can't stand Thom Yorke's voice, and whenever Karma Police ends up at the top of a list of the greatest songs of the 90s, I just roll my eyes so far back in my head I can see the aneurysm I'm having. Fuck Radiohead. At number 7, it's Kendrick Lamar's All Right. They showed a lot of restraint not putting Not Like Us here, although it is on the list, but humble is the correct answer to this question, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. They put All Right on the list because of its connection to the Black Lives Matter protests. List is woke. Number 6 is Robyn, Dancing on My Own. Critics love this song. Nearly every mainstream publication that talks about music ranked this the number 1 song of the 2010s, including Rolling Stone. It sounds like a fucking song off the Breakfast Club soundtrack. Super 80s inspired. I do not get the love for this. It's fine, I don't hate it, but the 6th best song of the last 25 years? Someone explain this to me, I don't get it, and I feel like I might be the only one. Number 5 is Taylor Swift's All Too Well. Okay, now we're just pretending to be artsy for the sake of not saying something mainstream. Generic Taylor Cries About a Boy song number 32, but she made it longer. And I guess we now know what Travis must be packing that got him the ring over all those other dudes. Longer must be better. She performed a 10-minute version of this, I think on SNL a decade after it was relegated to being a B-side, and now Rolling Stone's throating it, calling it a masterpiece. Give me a fucking break. They try at number 4 with The White Stripes' Seven Nation Army, the song that plays at basically every single sporting event every single night. Again, they have to be breaking their own rules here. The song itself is nothing special. It's one riff repeated, but it is arguably the most iconic riff of the last 25 years, especially with the decline in popularity of rock music. But it can only be at number 4 because of how iconic it is, not because it's some sort of artful masterpiece or because it's truly the 4th best composition or lyrical poetry or technical performance on this list. It's one that an entire stadium will along to no matter age, race, or class. It belongs at number 4 for all the wrong reasons that Rolling Stone claims to have made this list. Same, in my opinion, with number 3, Beyonce and Jay-Z's Crazy in Love. Again, you can't hate this song, and you know it no matter who you are. Great beat, great production, a constant reference to pagers that hasn't aged particularly well. Again, feels like if you're making a list of the most iconic and influential pop songs of the last 25 years, this belongs in a high spot. Then we get to number 2, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs Maps. Slow, boring, repetitive, kind of unpleasant to listen to in parts, with an effect that sounds like a smoke alarm's going off, and a distorted guitar that kind of just shows up out of nowhere sometimes. Oh, but you can't say that. Again, it's a critical darling because it's by an indie band. Wikipedia calls this an art punk ballad, which is just an awful word salad. I'm open to arguments as to why this is the second greatest song of the last 25 years, because Rolling Stone certainly doesn't make one, other than it's a song about what it means to hold on even when it hurts. More like the wah wah wahs, am I right, guys? But then we get to number 1, Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. It's funny that on a list that's strictly about musical brilliance and originality, and not about popularity, number 1 is one of the most famous rap songs about fucking. But again, how can you hate that song? In the parlance of the time, it is a certified banger. It's also used in one of my favorite scenes in one of my favorite comedies. All I have to say is, let's get some fucking French toast. And anyone over 30 knows what I'm referencing and is hearing Timbaland's do-do-do-do-do-do in their head whenever someone says it. And you can't deny Missy Elliott's contribution to music in general. Every female rapper after her basically owes their career to her, from Nicki Minaj to Cardi B to Megan Thee Stallion. Man, if she's responsible for them, maybe I should hate her more. But I can't. It's a fun song that still entertains a crowd 24 years later. I think it's very easy to argue that it's one of, if not the most iconic song of the last 25 years. Is it the greatest? Musically, lyrically, artistically? I don't know, but this list could never definitively say that anyway. It had no chance. Music is so subjective with the number of genres, subgenres, micro-genres. People's tastes are so different, and to expect Rolling Stone magazine to truly determine the single greatest musical composition of the last 25 years, the octopus that picks Super Bowl winners would have had just as good a chance. Oh, and to show how little thought goes into this, for a laugh, check out their 2018 version of the same list, where they put Crazy in Love at number 1 and Get Your Freak On at number 12. What changed in 7 years? The need to get more sweet ad dollars from gambling apps. Critics gotta eat too.